Let's go to the management at Syngene. It's down about 2 to 3 odd percent. When we just look at the numbers, decently strong. Jonathan Hunt, MD and CEO at the company, is with us. Sir, congratulations. Good set of numbers. Can you talk to us about the two divisions that you have? One, of course, is the research division that has done well. That's the discovery business. And you have development services that did well because of repeat orders.
Yeah, sure. I think we've had a good quarter. I mean, the revenue growth came in at 23% year over year. That's the third strong quarter we've seen this year. If we go back to the beginning of the year, we got a good start. So we upgraded our guidance at the end of the first quarter. And the next the 9 months year to date have really kept us on track for that. So we're pretty happy. The growth across the business is pretty well balanced. Our largest operating area is in the research services, discovery services. That's continuing to perform well. I think the factors we've talked about that before, there's good demand that we're seeing in Europe and the US. Some of that I think is just structural. There's a lot of innovation, there's a lot of investment in innovation. And then some of it I think is coming out of the pandemic as people are trying to catch up, really try and re-accelerate any lost time that they had during that pandemic period. So there's a couple of good structural drivers of demand in the marketplace, and we're benefiting from that.
Okay, so that's the commentary, but do you see good demand in US and Europe as well, which has been supported by strong execution? Is that likely to continue?
No, the inflation actually is largely on the sort of input side of the business, raw materials. We're managing that well. It's not really causing too many disruptions at the moment. We're managing to offset that with cost-saving measures and operational improvements. But from the demand side, I mean, one of the hallmarks really of sort of life sciences and innovation is it tends to be counter-cyclical. It's not macroeconomically linked. If you think about just the basics of it, nobody chooses to be unwell, sick. Nobody chooses not to be. It doesn't really link particularly. It's not a discretionary event. It's something that happens, over the long term biologically. And therefore, investments in innovation are also very, very long term. The average length of a research project in the biopharma industry is almost a decade long. So when you're investing in those sort of programs, you tend to look through recessions and boom periods, that cyclicality, and look for the long term. So we tend not to be impacted as an industry so much by recessionary pressures, though we do see that on the operating cost side.
Right. So now you have given a decent Q3, so 9 months numbers are decently strong, and you continue to maintain your guidance of high teen single-digit growth and margins of 30%. Do you see upside risk now for the entire year?
No, I think we're tracking very well for the upgraded guidance. So having increased the outlook once in the year, I think we're on track for that improved outlook. Fourth quarter is always a busy one for us. I think this will be the same. Often it's our busiest quarter of the year, and given we're a growing company, it sets us up with an expectation that the fourth quarter is probably going to be our biggest single quarter ever. So I think there's a positive outlook, sets us up very well for the coming financial year.
Sure. Your biologics facility at Bangalore had gone through multiple inspections. Post that, are you on track to fulfill your long-term contract that you had with Zoetis, or is there going to be some delay around that?
Yeah, I mean, that was a key sort of enabler for us. It's been a busy quarter for the team operationally, busy quarter for hosting regulators. They do very detailed inspections. So both the US FDA, the European Union with the EMEA, and also the UK, all three inspected us, all three found that we're operating to high quality standards. And I think that's a positive endorsement. It certainly reflects the hard work that's gone in building very modern, innovative infrastructure, building strong, capable teams, and putting strong processes. So that was a milestone that we really did have to pass. And we came out, I think, with a very positive endorsement from all three regulators. So we're ready now to start to deliver. But that meeting the needs, for example, of the Zoetis contract, that's a 10-year arrangement. So, we'll be working on that for much of the next decade.
Okay, so that's the commentary coming in from Syngene. For now, the stock is down about 3.5%. Thank you so much for joining us today.